Hi guys, this is Zach with Watches on You, and today I'm taking a look at a very special Omega. This is the OMEGA AQUA TERRA GMT Worldtimer 43. Now, this is in obviously Omega's Aqua Terra collection, which is traditionally the more kind of, I guess, everyday wear version of the Seamaster Professional. Many people would regard the Seamaster Professional, which is their dive watch, that most people are familiar with, as an everyday watch. But this one is a little bit less sporty, I would say, than the Seamaster Professional, as it doesn't have the diving bezel, and it just looks a little bit less aggressive. So it's generally kind of seen as both a casual and business casual watch, and then this world timer kind of takes it to that next level. You can see a world timer is a very complicated mechanism, much more so than a traditional GMT, and I really think this is a good addition to the Omega Aqua Terra collection. First off, right away, I just want to go into this dial because this is really the biggest change from the Aqua Terra, since the rest of the watch, well, the case of the watch is exactly the same as the traditional 43mm Aqua Terra. So on this dial, you can see right away in the center, it has a beautiful globe, kind of, I guess, relief in the center, which is typical on a lot of world timers, but I've never seen it done to this quality before. A lot of world timers will include a globe on the dial in some sort of manner. However, it usually isn't such a high quality relief like on this Omega. You can just see the texture in that, and it really comes out in light in the real life. I mean, the video looks good, but it does not do this justice. And then you can see just Seamaster at the top. And when I first saw this in pictures online, I'm sure some of you probably thought the same way. I thought it was going to maybe look kind of gimmicky in real life. Didn't think it would be super high quality. But no, when you actually see this, it is really detailed and very high quality. And for a watch that's under 10 grand, I haven't really seen anything like it, especially in the world timer realm. So going around it, you now have just kind of the nice blue dial that a lot of Aqua Terras have. It's the same, or roughly the same shade of blue. It then has these vertical lines which kind of form it and make it have almost a 3D look on the globe, but I think it also kind of looks like the flooring on a sailboat, which what matches the Aqua Terra's kind of, I guess, history of being kind of, it's not really a dive watch, but it is kind of a maritime themed watch. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you see them, a lot of times they involve blue dials, so they're very related to maritime. They're just not a diver's watch. So it kind of reminds me of like a sailboat's flooring. And then in between the relief section and then that blue dial, you have the world timer ring. So a traditional GMT will just have one hand. It will generally be a 24-hour hand in addition to the minute, seconds, and hour hand of the main time, that will allow you to track one extra time zone, or if it has a rotating bezel, two extra time zones. The world timer, however, allows you to track really every single time zone in the world, apart for some of the more less common ones, like the half-hour time zones in certain areas. So it will allow you to cover basically every time zone you need when going across the globe. And to do that, they have a ring that has all the different times, so it goes from 1 to 24, and then that ring will rotate according to, and then you have the cities around it. So you'll set this so that you essentially will draw a line from the middle of the city onto that ring, and you can see there are little arrows there to help assist you with that, and that will be the time in that city. Now, you can see the little blue arrows, but then also the hour markers serve as the other arrows for the second row of cities. So the outermost row of cities will use the hour markers to point to their time, and then the little arrows will point to the time for the city in between the hour markers. So this is very useful, as if you travel a lot, you really never have to set your watch, simply because it already has that time zone in there. Unless you're there for an extended period of time, you can set your main time differently, but that will also, I believe, that will keep the world timer disc in the same place, so you can easily switch back and know exactly what time it is there in whatever new area you fly to. So it's a very nice feature if you find yourself traveling a lot, or it's just a nice, cool feature to have because it's an interesting complication. So now I'll just go over the case. So the case of this watch is 43 millimeters, as I said. I think that's a good size. It's a little big. I like to see about 40 millimeters, but it's a world timer, so getting smaller would kind of decrease the legibility of the dial. So I can see why they kept it at a 43. I just tend to prefer 40 millimeters. It's kind of my benchmark. But 43 should fit most wrists just fine. The thickness on this watch is quite good. I don't really have an exact measurement on this, and I apologize for that, but it does seem to be roughly, let's say, about 14 millimeters in thickness, which should be good for most wrists. The bracelet is the standard Aqua Terra bracelet. Very nice, very well finished. It has polished center link and then brushed side links. It's super comfortable. It is screw adjust, which makes it easy to do even by yourself. Again, very well finished. It doesn't really have any hang-ups at all when I bend it, and when I've worn it, I haven't noticed any hair pinching or anything like that. It's been very comfortable. Then on the clasp here, you have a standard two-button clasp. There's a button underneath the sticker here, and then it opens. Sorry, it's a little difficult doing these gloves. And then it opens as a butterfly mechanism. So you just, one side will come off, and then you pop the other side off, and it's super easy to use, and it's nice that it has the buttons because that just adds an element of security to this. Very high quality as well. I have no issues with the quality of the bracelet at all. I think it will last for really forever. I don't see any issues coming up with that. You can see the movement through, which is a Omega Master coaxial movement. So essentially that means it is, one, it is very accurate because it is a certified chronometer, and then two, it also has a very high level of magnetic resistance. So the Master Coaxial really came out after the Aqua Terra 15,000 Gauss came out. So the 15,000 Gauss was a very high magnetic resistant watch where it offered a new Omega movement that didn't require any special shielding, so you could still see the movement. It was merely based on the construction of the movement that allowed it to have a 15,000 Gauss magnetic rating, which is very high. That is much higher than even the Rolex Milgauss, especially, and it's incredible that they were able to do it in a movement without a shield. Because typically the way to increase magnetic resistance would be to put an iron shield around the movement. Omega didn't want to do that because they wanted to show the movement off, so they reconstructed the movement instead. And then they kind of rolled out, it's basically the same as that movement as their Master Coaxial series. Obviously this one is changed even further because it's a world timer, but that's the base movement for this timepiece. Very good movement. Omega's been using them for a number of years. I haven't heard anyone have issues with them. They seem to be extremely reliable and just extremely accurate as well. So this watch comes in at a price of $9,100, which is on the higher end for a steel Omega. But considering the fact that this dial is such high quality and offers a more complicated complication, and it really does kind of fit in about right with what I would expect. I'd like to see it obviously a little lower, but I think if you're looking for kind of the best of the Omegas, this is definitely up there. And again, you have to, I think, see this dial in person because that really does help justify that price tag. I think it is absolutely beautiful. So if you do get a chance to go to a boutique and see one of these, I would definitely go and do that, just so you can see how nice this dial is. On the other hand, I'd just like to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. What do you think of this watch? Is it something you'd be interested in? I would like to close out by thanking Continental Diamond for lending us this watch for the purpose of this review. Their link is in the description if you would like to look at purchasing this or any of the other watches they have in their collection. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.